James. I'm joined by Superintendent John Fortney. Hi, John.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, this is a new initiative and a new show. We'll be coming to you once monthly with a brand new show, and it's called
The Cougar Chronicle.
Oh, isn't this great?
We joked about this kind of from the beginning when
Yes,
we first met.
I know.
And I'm so excited. What a great opportunity. And I appreciate your willingness to be part of this project.
Well, you know, it's easy. So Cougar Chronicle is because we are
The Kearsarge Cougars. So it is our mascot.
Right, and we're representing the Kearsarge School District and really kind of lifting that veil, right?
Yeah, a lot of it, and what a great opportunity for us to really highlight. I mean, we have social media and we have emails and calls and a lot of ways to communicate out, but sometimes I can't tell the story as well as people that we bring in from our district. And as I've traveled through the district and continue to do so and build these great relationships with folks, it is so exciting. I meet all these great people that I want to hear their stories. And when we had talked, it's like, is there a better way to try to highlight those things?
Oh, we were coming up with podcasts, with, you name it, you name it. We're going to be, everywhere with this, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we both are connected, with the district, as everyone here in Kearsarge is, and we believe in it.
Oh, right? Without a doubt. I absolutely am in absolute love with this district. And these 7 communities are just as diverse and robust as they are. But they are incredible. What an amazing place to live.
And when you walked in and we did our first interview, because that's what we do, as you know, we talk to new folks in town, and you had been around for 8 months at that point, so you weren't exactly new, but now you have started as a superintendent. We thought, what better way to get the word out, right?
Yeah. So it's an opportunity for us, again, really to kind of demonstrate all the great things and highlight a lot of the great stuff that is happening within the district. And quite honestly, to try to improve the transparency of what we have going on here. And as a lot of great intentions, and sometimes things fall flat. And I also thought it would be another opportunity for us when we do make our mistakes, as we will. How do we really take ownership of those things and then let the community know, here's what happened, and here's what our plan is to try to correct things.
And it's going to have a bunch of elements, right?
Yes.
We're going to be interviewing people live and talking to guests and folks who are making a difference in the district. But we're also going to be talking about some of those issues that might be a little difficult.
Well, we've got, there are things coming up. Right now we're finishing up the first round of our budgeting season, which is always important because it's that time period people are looking at their tax bills. The district and the school board is negotiating the next round of the collective bargaining agreement with KREA, who will be one of our guests today.
Yes.
And transparently, we've started new transportation. We had new start and end times with the schools, and there's been some struggles with some of these things. And so, an opportunity for us to potentially address some of the communication around those items, and really kind of dig in and talk about that stuff. Again, it really is. This is the community's school district, and so if that's going to be the case, then we really need to make sure that we're paying homage and giving due diligence to letting people understand where their tax dollars, where their love, where their effort is going to, and how it's being utilized.
So speaking of community, we're going to be looking for your input, and we're calling that segment to Ask the Superintendent. That's really original.
My creativity is limited to what little dad jokes I can tell as a grandfather. So we have things like that. But again, people are going to have questions, and the old teachers in us, we know this, that if one person has a question, there's a good chance that other people have the same question.
That's right.
And so a chance for folks to again, not to make this just the bald talking head, but really but people being able to interact and drive a lot of things that are going on. As we talk about the importance of community involvement and engagement with school board meetings or within the school and different departments and athletics and whatever the case may be, we need to make sure that we're providing an avenue for folks to be able to get their questions answered.
It's true. And the traditional ways, right? You can go on the website and we'll have all this information running for you. You can send emails. But this is a chance to have John, Superintendent Fortney, answer those questions.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
and of course, we'll make the joke. We make sure they're school appropriate.
That's right.
Because we have to, we have to check that box. But really, it's if there are things about operations or planning, if we have the ability, there may be questions that get asked that, transparently, we may not legally be able to provide answers to. But as we look at the idea of general operations within the district, or visioning, or where are we headed on certain projects, what a great chance for us to answer those questions.
Wonderful. And I had to tell you, I'm so excited about the aspect of involving the students.
Yeah.
We have students who are going to be doing our graphics, our music, our artwork, and we'll be getting into the schools.
Yes.
That's the best.
Well, again, it's highlighting all the great things. There's more things that are happening in our district than the community could ever possibly understand on any given day. And so really, this is nothing more than just a real small slice of all the great stuff. But again, it's trying to push those things out. I mean, YCN has done such a great job of highlighting the amount of items that we do, and thankful for that partnership with them. And if for folks that may not have the time or the ability to get to see some of the great things, at least we can try to provide some of the highlights for a reason that we talk about Cougar Pride. And here's why it's valuable, and here's why it's important.
That's right. You know, and so many of us, I mean, watching, and our parents or grandparents of children who come through the schools, and this is just such a joy to be able to do this. You know, and I think, you know, I was going to ask you about the whys and whys. I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Why is this important? Exactly. And I think the input's going to be very valuable, not just on questions for you, but people they'd like to see interviewed.
Well, and I think that would be a great opportunity as well. Where can we dig in? You know, we have an idea of what we want to try to highlight because we see those kind of things. But when we get into certain time periods, I think there's going to be an opportunity, you know, with budgeting time, or if we have, you know, why are we spending money in facilities, and having those kind of guests in to answer some of those questions, and really looking at you don't realize how big the district is. If you live here, you kind of have an understanding of the town, but when you look at the actual infrastructure and all the things that it takes just to keep a district running so that way we can do great things for kids, there's so many opportunities and so many great stories that are going to be told.
It's true, exactly. And you know, it's funny because you can't help but, as we all do, say, oh, well, that's the new middle school. It's not new anymore.
No.
Right, it's not new.
It's almost 26
yes,
years old.
exactly.
I mean,
and
it's been around for a while.
Right. But those of us who are on the committee saying we need that new middle school, well, it's not new. Yeah. So we need to find out about what's being done to maintain the structures and maintain everything, and not just the, you know, and there's a lot of nitty gritty.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on, and then there's also a history of things. Like right now, the district had commissioned a long facility study that's going to go through the entire district, and there are going to be recommendations as we try to look, and ultimately may wind up on a warrant article that we're going to ask the taxpayers to try to help support, and so we have to be transparent on what we're doing and why.
And you know, it's not just going to the deliberative session or showing up at a school board meeting, right? You really have to be informed. And the big question I get is, my kids have graduated. My kids aren't in this district. Why should I care? Well, because it's a big chunky of tax dollars, right? And you can have input on it. And most importantly, they're our future. All these little ones in the schools, they are our future. Well,
and I think that, you know, we talk about whether where I'm coming from, Missouri, or here now that I live in New Hampshire, the value of the schools improve the value of a community. They truly do. You know, if you don't have schools, fast food places don't have workers. If you don't have, I mean, who's looking after different people? And again, it's this idea, this society is built around the idea of perpetuity. We've got to keep things moving forward. We've got such phenomenal kids that live within this district and the families. And again, we want folks wanting to move within the district, to be part of this community, and to be part of this just great, wonderful community that loves and looks after kids.
We tend to be very similar. We're very happy. We're very joyous about being here. So it really is. So our new show, the Cougar Chronicle.
We know one of the things is we know the stories from the school district.
Absolutely, all about Kearsarge, right?
100%.
Yeah, so this is going to be great, and it's going to be airing the first Thursday of every month.
Yes.
And then it'll be online. It'll be on, you know, all of everywhere you see YCN and Kearsarge Chronicle, you'll be able to see this show. Yeah, and also on our website, right? And
yes, be pushed out through that, and then also the district will be able to highlight this thing through our own social media, and making sure that we try to get as many people to be able to engage with something like this.
Absolutely.
I think it's so exciting. They're going to be. I can't wait to get our interviewers, our guests in, and then, you know, maybe at some time we'll be able to get kids in, because those are the fun things that you get to send to grandma that lives in California.
Absolutely.
Is, hey, I was on TV.
Yeah, right. Just copy that link and send it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, well, you know, we're so grateful that you agreed to do this, because to me, the school and the school district is the center of the community.
Well, I just appreciate just your friendship and just your willingness to do it also. And
Aren't we just the
think it's good.
happiest folks?
Well, you know, you want, if you're going to do something, you want to make
Right,
sure you're enjoying doing it
exactly.
and who you're doing it with.
Right, right.
So.
And your enthusiasm is really, filtering down into the district. So we'll let that message get out to you. If you have questions, we're going to be telling you how you can ask the superintendent. Give
Yes.
us suggestions on, you ready to say it together? The Cougar Chronicle.
There
Got
we go.
it.
We'll work
Okay.
on that part.
Stay with us. Members of the KREA are coming up.